Hello.
Hello, everybody. We are here. Very quickly, Ian. Hello to William Golder, Matthew Bowden, pessimistic Brother Allen, and Gwyneth Paltrow, who's asking if any of us poo. It's a good start. It's a really good start.
I think that's my brother's account.
The Gwyneth Paltrow account. Oh my god, I've just seen the Arsenal goal.
He's always asking about that.
Oh, sorry, the Burnley goal. Oh, that is true.
So am I allowed to say
Yes,
the secret,
say the
code word now? Hello. Hello, everybody. And that should automatically put some information on the screen about today's game. But welcome to another Very Biased Opinions live stream. It is Oxford versus Charlton, and hopefully I'll be a lot more restrained than I was last week with my very over-the-top goal celebration. I will try to restrain myself to polite clapping for any goals. And other than that, we'll talk about team news in a second, but I think obviously the biggest shock news and the saddest news is the fact that Mickey Lewis passed away today, and undoubtedly a club legend, 350 games for Oxford, obviously caretaker manager for a couple of stints, was a coach, been with us for so many bad times through the Kassam days and times when we were god awful in the conference, and he was there through some of the good times for the Wembley times as well. But really sad news, really shocking news, just a great, from everything you hear, just a great guy, a guy who put so much of his life into Oxford United. It's really,
I think
really sad.
We'll definitely tell the story we both know about him from our mutual friend later on, because it's quite a good story about
we do have a friend who used to be coached by Mickey Lewis, but just again, he's when I first started supporting Oxford, he's one of the players that was around then, or was even a old head back then, if you like. But everybody loved him. No one really had any bad word to say about him, and just reiterate what a shame. But I'm sure we'll get a lot of people commenting on that today. And if you've got any good Mickey Lewis stories or fond memories, put it down in the chat. We'd love to hear from it. But let's just turn our attention to some team news. And if anybody did watch our Oxford versus Charlton preview video, then you will see that although I didn't think Carl Robinson did pick this team, he's gone along he must have watched that video and thought, I've picked a
To be fair, you did say
the
other day that it felt like he was watching our channel based on his responses to everything we said.
Yes, so there have been a lot of changes to the Oxford side. He has gone with Jamie Hansen at right back, which I'm not happy with because I'm not sure how great he is at right back, but I'm happy because it's given the opportunity for Anthony Ford to play right midfield or right winger, which I think he could be very good today, because we need quality from delivery. Shadipo's back in the side. He's just constantly rotating Barker and Shadipo. And the Adji is up front. Sorry, I nearly forgot. Daniel Adjington III.
Huge.
Up front gets a start, which is great news. I really wanted to see that. Taylor just needs a bit of a break. And I think Adji can be useful today. But he's got to hold the ball up well. And the only thing I got wrong is I really hoped he'd play Sykes in midfield. But he's gone with everybody's favourite, the man, the lovely young lady called Kelly.
Oh, gorgeous Kelly.
And while she does have a lovely Irish drawl, it wouldn't have been my choice in there. But that is Oxford. Charlton, I think the only player they've kind of got missing is Pratley, maybe through suspension. But other than that, it's kind of as you would expect. Tom butchered his name in the week, but it's Chucks and Nike. Up front, leading the line for them, but obviously
Aniki.
Anik, you called him. You called him Chris.
You're
Anik.
Welcome, Charlton fans. You're welcome.
But the usual. I mean, as we talked about, there's a lot of experience in that Charlton lineup, and they got the likes of Jake Forth of Kasky, ex-Oxford United. You know, he can do things a little bit special. Connor Washington, really good player, as is the likes of Ben Watson. Pierce has been pretty good at centre-back, so not going to be an easy game today for Oxford, as you would expect. Charlton are a good side. They're up there around the playoff mix with us, but if it's anything like the last game we played against Charlton at the Kassam, we should be in for
Indeed. I want you to keep an eye on Miller, Ian, and let me know if he's any good. It's your mission today. Yeah?
Yeah, I will do. I'll try.
Pessimistic Brother Alan said that he listened to Radio Oxford at 2 and they sounded like they were in bits.
I could imagine they were. It's a really shock news, and those Radio Oxford guys, they live and breathe Oxford United as much as anybody do, and they must have how long they've known Mickey Lewis and how long they've probably chatted with him and spent time with him. Yeah, I would imagine they must be absolutely distraught.
Really? Oh, hello, Matt Urenka and Grandstand Bettors. Hello.
Hello.
William G makes the obvious point that if Oxford United lose today, is it Ian Allen's team selection that's cost them, and is it time for #Allen out?
Well, I think Tom has been trying to trend
For
that
quite a while
hashtag
now.
around for a long time, ever since we started. After the very first World Cup game in 2018, Trump was trying to get that trended. But it could be. But have faith in this lineup. But as I say, you need to give it time. Maybe judge it after 25 games, something like that, and then we'll see.
I think it's only fair that any person picking a team gets at least 25 matches to put their mark on the team. So very quickly, Matthew Bowden, Matt Urenka with Grandstand Bettors, and Pessimistic Brother Alan are all our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And Willie G, you did in fact super chat us last week, so we appreciate that and we remember that.
Where's he streaming from today? I mean, that man is like a traveling gypsy.
He's
around
definitely
the UK.
broken most of the social distancing COVID rules. I mean, he's in a different town and place every time. Where are you?
Doesn't count for travellers, though, does it? They have a rule.
Well, they certainly got to pay tax. That's it. That's the thing.
What you do?
Bowden's bringing up the fact that Ipswich are losing to the Gills. Anyone, any idea why the Gills always play early?
Yeah, I don't know. They always kick off at 1 o'clock at home. I'm not sure what the reason is. I'm at a loss for that one, but they are 3-1 up against Ipswich, and that is probably going to stay the same because they're in the 89th minute.
Yeah.
Good striker they got, Gillingham. Varun Oliver scored against Oxford, but he's a good player. I'm surprised that no one's come in and taken a punt on him because he must have quite a few
Gillingham
goals.
For a while there looked like they were going to be a playoff team, didn't they? It's only the last couple of months where they've kind of fallen away from being close to sixth place.
Well, let's see where that puts Gillingham. Well, that actually moves Gillingham above Oxford. They played 33 games, so they played a few games more than some of the others, but that moves them on to 47 points, with the playoffs being 52. So they're still in there. They're still hanging around there. I mean, if you're saying that, I mean, you would say if Oxford are in there, they're in there too.
Well, who's saying Oxford are in there, really?
I don't think anyone's saying it, are they? I think we established last week that quite comfortably last week that it's season over.
Mean, it's been season over since they lost to Doncaster, as far as I'm concerned. Carl out, Allen out, Taylor out.
I don't think
Stevens specifically needs to go. I mean, that guy, what is he doing?
Yeah. I think you need to. I think Carl Robinson's he's worth it for the entertainment value. He sells tickets himself.
Oh, big Carl. So this isn't a derby game for Carl, or is it? Is this one of his old teams?
Well, it's kind of a Carl Robinson derby. He did manage Charlton, yeah.
What team is he not managed?
And then he left Charlton to come. I don't think he's only managed 3 clubs. I think MK Dons, Charlton, and Oxford.
Interesting.
He was at MK Dons a long time, and that's where he got a lot of. That's where a lot of his good reputation came from to start with, because he didn't do great at Charlton, and they kind of got a bit pissed off with him. And he came to Oxford, and at the start we weren't happy with him, and we were very pissed off. But he's grown on us, hasn't he? He's grown on us. His one-man show at the new theatre is a delight.
Fine wine. William G says it's not all about results; it's the way we play. #Allen out. Paul Gray, hello, says Mad Dogs Yellow Army. Indeed.
If you were to compare Carl Robinson to a cheese, Thomas, what would you say he is?
Gouda.
Okay.
Why? Which one are you going with?
I was going Stinking Bishop. I was thinking.
Matt Urenka asks if George Washington is good for Charlton.
It's not bad. He'll never tell a lie.
He leads from the front.
Right.
William G, which stadium do you think it is I'm sat in front of? And I am broadcasting live from said stadium as well. Keep that in mind.
Newton Heath. As Charlton Athletic run out onto the field, not wearing red. Why are they not wearing red?
Are they in white?
I don't know.
Are they in white?
They're wearing blue. They've got white shorts, so they look very disproportioned.
Huge thighs.
I'm going to sound weird now, but their lower halves look enormous.
World's largest thighs. Ian, I know you probably don't care, but Wout Weghorst has just scored for Wolfsburg. Remember old Weghorst? Yeah, he's really good. We liked him. Also, I know we talk about Gillingham playing the early game, but for some reason at 3 o'clock, it's always Sheffield United playing in the Premier League right now. Like, it's so painful. So painful. Just garbage.
They won in the week.
But they're playing Southampton. Like, this is not the most exciting football match in all time. In fact, it's pretty boring. Boring day of Premier League fixtures. Do you know we get a week off in 2 weeks, Ian Allen?
Oh, I know. Do we get a whole week off though, or is there going to be some League One?
Not only do we have to do.
Can you try and get Oxford's fixture postponed?
That's the Friday.
Tom,
that's the Friday night one as well. So we literally.
Oh, is it? Then in that case, we don't want it.
Everything's been pushed forward, but we do get a weekend off. We get a full Saturday and Sunday to not broadcast. Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
That is going to be good. And I think I'm actually off that next week.
I'm going to go to a bar.
So.
Wait. That doesn't make sense. No. They're not.
When are they open?
So, I don't know when it is. Did you, by the way, see that the government have decided that if you don't have a pub garden, but you do have a parking lot, from whatever date it is pub gardens can open, you can also serve beer in your parking lot. That's a thing. So, do you want to go to a parking lot and get drunk?
Right. They are just going to do a minute silence for Mickey Lewis. I don't know if we should do it too, but let's just say we will. So, yeah, apologies if we're quiet for a minute. There we go. Let's start right now. There we go.
Yay! We lost 15 people in that time.
I thought you were going to say we gained. We gained 100, and then we started talking.
They all
logged off.
There he is.
Yeah. It's I think they've gone with the. I like that tradition that's come over. I think from Italy, where you give them a minute's applause.
Yeah.
Right. I think they did like 30 seconds of silence and then 30 seconds. Now they're doing like 30 seconds or something of applause. I don't know. I always think that's a nice touch. It's not.
I like the kind applause.
Yeah,
I like the applause. I think it's really good. What color are Oxford in, Ian?
Well, I'm gonna let you guess, Thomas, because as they are the home side, what do you think Oxford United are playing in? And before you say yellow polka dot bikini, just think about it. Unfortunately not. Otherwise, you would have heard comments from me by now. They're in their traditional yellow and blue.
Matt Uranka asked if Blankenship is a nod towards our betting results last week. I'm hoping it's not a nod in the direction of our betting results this week. And for anyone on here right now that would like some betting results, head over to Grandstand Bettors. They are absolutely fantastic what they do. They now feature us on a Friday evening where we give our top 3 bets of the week. And I don't trust us, but I trust them. So go listen to them.
Their tagline for their website is, "The only things we get wrong are the things very biased opinions pick." Right, we're about to get this game underway. As always, if you're not familiar, I am watching the game on iFollow. There may be some of you slightly ahead of me. There might be some of you on Radio Oxford. But, that is just the way it is. So if you do spoil it, you spoil it. And Thomas is keeping us abreast of everything else that's happening around the world. He's keeping us updated with England's performance in India.
Badly.
How's that going, Thomas?
They've collapsed again.
Yes, it's finished.
They've lost.
Yes, it's all over. At least they can come home now. But he's going to keep us up to date with all the other games that's going on. And so if he shouts goal or he shouts something like that, just know that Thomas is not watching
I am not
this
watching
game.
that game. But you know, Boot Veghurst has scored, so like, let's all get freaking hyped, man.
Right.
William
press.
of the Golder clan has put a bunch of black flags on the chat and then said they're Welsh flags. And I don't know a lot about Wales, but I swore that they had a dragon on their flag. Is that not accurate? Am I?
Yeah, but it's behind a black. It's behind a black.
Oh, so
banner.
It's like what our thumbnail should be: black on black. I watched what was it called? Parks and Recreation, and Tom Haverford gets these new super cool business cards, and it's a black business card with black print, so you can't read anything. It's the coolest two colors on earth, apparently. Yeah.
Right. I have to play a lot of long ball these days, and that was a long, hopeful ball up, and it went bounce very nicely through to the Ipswich keeper. Looks a lovely day.
It was very nice earlier when I was out, but very cold though. It's like 5 degrees, 6 degrees.
But silly, yeah. It's funny. You always think it's March, and you think it's going to warm up, and then it seems to get colder.
We had that freak week recently. William Golder says YouTube won't allow flags. Yeah. Fair enough, man. That is weird. Very weird. Said YouTube won't allow the actual flags to get posted, so it's just putting up these black flags.
Well, they probably don't. Like most things, you type in England flag, and it comes up with a British flag, and it won't give you any option
Actually, you know
to do the Scottish.
William Golder, I'm not asking you to super chat us, but look at the super stickers or whatever and see if there's a Welsh one, because that would be the most YouTube thing on earth, to force you to pay to have to put like an emoji or something in the chat. Just all they care about is cash.
And then you'll realise that me and Tom select the stickers we want to use. So if you want that Welsh flag, Golder, you've got to bloody pay for it.
Put your money where your flag is.
Yeah, we've hidden behind a £150, 150 pence.
Yeah, buddy. Bowden agreed, by the way, that the cricket was terrible this morning, like rabbits in a headlight.
Yeah, it's been like that for bloody 3 games, though, isn't it?
What's happening, Ian? I mean, it sounds really exciting. You've said a lot of things recently.
No, there's not much happening. It's very scrappy. Both sides playing quite direct and long ball, and it's very easy for the defence so far. And it's just like they keep going on about England not being able to play spin, but they just keep getting out to fucking straight balls, and they miss them. Ridiculous. Right, time for them to come home, and we'll have an English summer where you can forget the flaws of our Test cricket side.
That's what I want to do. My God, Tom Ince still plays
Everything
football.
gets swept.
Do you remember when Tom Ince was going to go to like Inter Milan or something? He did go to Inter Milan, didn't he?
I know his dad did. But
thank you, William Golder. William Golder is just super chatted us £2. Thank you, Willie.
Oh, you crazy
freaking legend.
Bugger. Thank you, William. Yeah. That's great stuff. I think I'm not sure. He's kind of one of these guys that's been a great potential, and it's kind of gone probably a bit too far now, hasn't it? Like, how long are you going to be as a great future
well, I mean, he's got to be
great?
like 25 now, doesn't he? Yeah. He's an old man in football now. Matt Uranka says, isn't the England flag the same as the UK flag? He's on one. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Uranka. Don't trust him with flags or geography. Just trust him with betting. As long as it's not betting on flags. Don't trust him for betting on flags.
It's not the same, but there's part of the
Stop humouring him, Alan.
Stop
humouring him.
And as the British flag is made up of the flags of all the different Ipswich break into the box, and it's a nice little touch, I think, from I think it was Ford who got back. Nice little touch there, just knocked it back to Stevens. But the reason you can't see the dragon on the Union Jack is because it's hidden behind a black background.
William Golder has reminded me that I haven't actually read out his super chat, which is the entire reason he's done it. So, Ian, cover your ears because it's not nice. Screw you guys! It'd have been funnier if you said I'm going home. But yeah.
Where are you watching it from?
William, where are you? Matthew Bowden says we should never have given the U.S. independence. It's hard to argue with the logic. Look what I've done with it. I wear backwards baseball caps of teams I don't even support. I'm the worst.
Oxford have won a free kick on the edge of the box out wide. It was a nice play by Branners, I think. Unless I'm going probably mad. No, it wasn't Brannigan. But, it was Jamie Hansen. Good work by James. Won us a free kick on the edge of the box. But I think you're being a bit harsh there, Matthew. I mean, they did, after they kind of helped us win that fight over the aliens on the 4th of July, they kind of earned their independence. You know, the White House got blown up, but
William Golder is getting political on this. He says it doesn't have any whales in it.
What's the famous comment? Oh, can you say the great quote from that film, Thomas?
Welcome to Earth. That's
quite a good one. No, I like the bit where Randy Quaid flies into the thing at the end. He goes, "Hello, boys, I'm back."
That is a great film. I'm gonna go back and watch that again. Did you watch the new one?
It's a fun. I haven't. I didn't really feel like I needed to. But free kick to Oxford. Played into the box. A bit of a scramble. Charlton. I'm going to call Charlton Ipswich a lot in this one, by the way, because their kit is just remind me of Ipswich Town. Oh, God. I say Ipswich have broken, and they had a really good chance to get clean in on goal there. And their number 27, Miller.
My boy.
Miller made a bit of a mess, really.
Shh, don't say that.
But yeah, that broke down pretty quickly, but it wasn't that convincing from Charlton, and hopefully Oxford can get some. I haven't scored a goal from a set. I haven't scored a goal really, but I haven't scored a goal from a set piece in a while, so it'd be good to get
one. William Golder says, "Come on, you yellows." Robert Allen says, "Oxford are bursting forward from the midfield to belie me," and William Golder says, "Hello, boys," and he says, "Yeah, best quote of the film."
Although Tom thought that was pretty good, the older. I think that Will Smith one always gets the biggest laugh.
He punches an alien who has like an exoskeleton in the face and knocks him out. I mean, just such a... Oh my God, Ian, bad news. It's going from bad to worse for you today. Sunderland won, Rochdale 0. Sanderson scored. Cover your eyes. Dion Sanderson.
Not the female javelin thrower.
Matt Uranka asks, Wales is the place that mammals live during the winter.
Sheep?
There are sheep.
Are sheep mammals or are they reptiles? Anyway, it's not been a good game so far. As we quiet on that one, but Oxford can break forward. It's played up to Shadipo, who's on the wrong wing. What are you doing out there? Or is that Adji? It's Adji. Adji. You're not on the wrong wing. He's played. There's Brannigan's in the box, so that's a good sign. But it's gone out for a throw-in. But that was as my brother alluded to earlier, a good sign that like Adji can win the ball up high and Brannigan showing intent to try and get in the box, which was good. Let's see if we can work a opportunity. No, and we go backwards. That was the thing about the Peterborough game that slightly annoyed me, was as much as Oxford played well and I thought it was a good game, there were times where we did have the ball in good positions, and instead of like trying to go forward, we'd just like go back or go sideways. Sometimes like almost from the edge of their box, within 2 or 3 passes, it would end up back at Stevens. Sometimes it was just like that lack of. And just that lack of kind of like wanting to like gamble a little bit more, as we talked about on the preview video. And Goran was pretty guilty of that sometimes as well, actually. Like just always trying to like, trying to pass it backwards or sideways. But anyway, long ball forward, headed back to the Ipswich keeper who just about keeps it in. And we are 0-0 after 10 minutes with nothing really
the Doncaster resurgence is back. Tom Anderson scored 7 minutes in. Doncaster beating the Green Army 1-0. William Golder says, "What is that smell?" is also a good quote from that. Pessimistic Brother Allen agrees it's a brilliant film. Do not bother with the sequel. Grandstand Bettors says the joke is like whales, because whales are mammals. I get it now. Look at me.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
William Golder, your use of changing your name is genuinely so good. William Golder's name on this is now Are sheep mammals or reptiles? And then he's captioned that with
Good man.
VBO asking the important questions.
That's my quote of the week. Like skin him on toast was last week.
We're full of the best questions, the best. We're here for you.
I am the host.
You are. Also, Connor Quay had a man sent off and then have instantly equalized against Newton AFC. That's pretty poor defending from Newton. Newtown, sorry, not Newton.
Okay. League of Wales updates here, folks. But a little bit of argy-bargy started on there, Tom. Adgy's down injured, but Ipswich have won a free kick. And it looks like Brannigan, someone's upset him. He's trying to, cause a bit of a ruckus.
Ian.
One of those things which is very much just like a shove, not even a pushing match, but that would be described as a 22-man brawl on the
yes, for sure.
on people reviewing the game.
Ian, bad news for the club that should not be named because they've travelled to Accrington and they're down 1-0 after 11 minutes. Dion Charles has scored.
Dion Charles, he's scoring some goals lately, but yes, let's hope that they take a pasting. Let's hope that Accrington run and ragged, and let's hope Swindon get a couple of men sent off.
Because we do not want to play their full team on Tuesday.
Yeah, while we're talking about suspensions, let's remind everybody that Alex Goran is on 9 bookings, and with a 10th would mean that he is missing the game against them up the road, and it would also mean he gets a 2-game ban. So, which is bound to happen at some point.
Yeah,
it's impossible that he's going to go the rest of the season without another booking, but it's just whether he will avoid one today so he can play.
Ian, important things are happening. Important things are happening. Our biggest fan has just super chatted us. Who is our biggest fan, Ian? PJ Simpson.
My mum.
PJ Simpson's here.
I was going to go PJ Simpson, but I didn't want to upset my mum.
PJ Simpson says a small donation for the upcoming book.
Right. Ipswich are just on the edge of the box. Hang on a second. They got a chant up. Ipswich, Charlton. Yeah, it's cleared for a throw-in. I'm sorry. It's just the kit. It's making me think Ipswich
cannot be trusted at all. William Golder apparently used skin him on toast in a work meeting the other day. I really like that.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine that work meeting out in a field, cooking sausages over a bloody fire? Crazy.
Ian, Cov have taken the lead against Wayne Rooney's Derby. They're up 1-0. Coventry.
Who have, Tom?
Papa Pickering will be extremely happy.
He will be, but what is PJ Simpson's question? And welcome, PJ Simpson. I didn't know you were in the chat. So great to have you along as well.
There's none. He just said it's a small donation for the upcoming. Boom! Come on, you yellows.
Yes, I like it. Well, if we're going with what Matthew Bowden says, it's going to be 0-0 at half-time, but then this game's going to come alive in the second half. So
I mean, you seem enthralled by it thus far, Ian. Like you're on the edge of your seat viewing right now.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. Charlton have had the first meaningful attack. Didn't really come to anything, but it's again, Oxford just look a little bit disjointed at the moment. No fluency.
I mean, I did say 0-0,
and that was what I liked. That was what was good about the Peterborough game. Really, is they looked like they'd found a bit of fluency. Looked like even with the players that went off injured, it looked like they had players were like passing the ball around quite well and finding space, and it looked like things were like coming back together. But at the start of this game, the first 10 minutes, it's been very, 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 very bit disappointing so far. Just
Nakas has messaged us. He says, "Hello, boys. I stabbed myself today and had to go to the emergency room. What did you stab yourself with, and was it on purpose? I have so many questions."
Is that because you couldn't do a video for us
so that you could get out of working, so that you could come and watch our stream? Because that's
that is a good. That is
Matt Urenka, devoted fans stabbing themselves and tuning in. That's good.
Welcome, mate. That's good to have you along. I hope you're all right.
Please don't be bleeding out while you're on here. William Golder doesn't ask. He says that he works for Amnesty International and they use gas fires, not campfires. ENGs. You should know this stuff. Hashtag Alan out.
That's not true. That's not the truth. That's a front. Right, Oxford have won the ball up high and instantly give it back to Charlton. Were very, very poor play, and they smack a long ball over the top. And Jack Stevenson's come charging out, and he looked like he was nowhere near getting that ball. The Ipswich player got to it miles before. Charlton player got to it miles before. Stevens, and it looked like the game might be stopped anyway. But then Stevens ended up tackling him and winning the ball. But that didn't look. It looked like a bit of a crazy goalkeeping decision that he just was like, well, I've come out, I might as well just go for it. But I'm not sure. An Ipswich fucking hell. Charlton player's down. Number 16, Matthews, is down for them at the moment, getting treatment. It look like it's kind of something where he's just pulled up. Wasn't like a challenge or anything like that. So that might be a substitution they have to make.
Right. Couple things. PJ Simpson, proving he's our number one fan, goes, is that a sober Matthew Bowden prediction or a hat turned backwards type of prediction?
Look at that. He's into the lore of this channel. I don't know. The hat was front way, so I can only assume he was sober.
Unlike now, because you said Ipswich so many times, he's had to drink an entire pint in the opening 5 minutes of this game. Also,
if they'd have worn red, and I wouldn't have had this
ladies and gentlemen,
stop bloody wearing.
If this is the first time you've been on this channel, the rules of the channel are every time Ian gets a team name wrong, you drink. If you haven't already downed a whole pint, you haven't been listening to him enough because he's yet to call Charlton correctly, except for pre-match.
Only by Ipswich first and then correcting it, have I actually got it right? But Matthews is actually coming off for Charlton, and the only reason I got that right is because they put the name up on the screen. And Gunter,
is that Chris Gunter?
The guy that's been around a long. Chris Gunter,
ex-Premier League Chris Gunter.
He's been around a long.
Cardiff.
Yeah, but they got a
He's
few
Welsh.
players like
Isn't
that.
he Welsh? He's Welsh. Let's go with Welsh.
Right, so Charlton have the ball wide left and they cross it in. It hits one of their players but comes favourably to Oxford, and Oxford win a free kick and can clear. But yeah, they need to get into this game a bit. Need to just start settling down, be calm. Every time they get the ball, they just sort of try and bomb it long. And Charlton are doing that a lot as well. They're playing very direct, so it's not a fantastic spectacle so far.
Right, very quickly.
And I'd just like to see just a bit more patient.
Nakis says he stabbed himself while helping his dad with a sharp tool, and he's had to get stitches.
The golden rule there. Nakis, never help anyone.
This is what you get for trying to help people. Pain.
Case in point there is to try and play it along the back, kind of get pressed, and then decide to just throw a long, wide ball out to Shadipo, which he can't control, and ends up giving the ball back to Carlton.
William Golder says we have a central office in London. Bowden says he was sober, he was at work. But Ian, a question from you. Firstly, hello, John William O'Dwyer. Ian, why has our form fallen off recently? I'd appreciate your thoughts on this.
I will gladly give you my thoughts on it. It's a difficult one to pinpoint, really. I'm not really too sure. We lost the last time. I would say I thought we actually played. Really, the Doncaster game was a game Oxford played well in, right? They were good going forward, and they were just sloppy at the back in that game. Ever since that, I don't. But then they won 2 games after that, but they didn't. I really don't know. I have no idea why, because there's no reason for it. And they won the next couple of games after that Doncaster one, playing by quite scrappy football, and. Then I think they play. Adji. Oh my God, that's right. So Charlton, long ball forward. Charlton defenders get in a mess, and it presents a kind of chance to Adji, but he has absolutely zero composure. It wasn't going to be an easy strike at goal, but he's curved it high and wide, and just you see the ball bouncing away into the car park. It's not a great look. I think it. I'm going to say maybe there's some sides that have worked Oxford out a little bit and worked out that they kind of allow them to play football in areas that aren't going to hurt them. And so when Oxford are quite forced to play quite slowly, and then when Oxford do get into difficult areas, they sort of crowd them out a little bit. So I don't think that's helped, and I don't think Ipswich and Portsmouth are particularly exciting sides, and that didn't help. And so there's been a mixture of things really, but it's kind of it has dragged on for a while. I thought they played okay against MK Dons, and they deserved a draw. And I thought they played quite well against Peterborough, and they definitely deserved a draw in that one. But it's unfortunately there is a real, because of they haven't been doing that well lately. The goals seem to have really dried up, and they're not creating a lot of clear cut chances, and that's something that's really hurting Oxford. And it's not through a lack of effort. I wouldn't say Taylor's not trying. I wouldn't say Winnall didn't try when he played, or I wouldn't say the wingers are not trying. It's just one of those things, really. It's just not working.
I mean, Matthew Bowden does make the point that it has been significantly better opposition in the last month as well. They are playing better teams higher up the table. Oxford's run came against mostly teams in the bottom 10 teams, and they beat them all handily, and they look good. But they've definitely played better teams.
Yes, I wouldn't say they beat them all handily, but they had spells where they did look really good in the game, and they scored goals when they were on top in those games. He's right as well. There have been better. We have played better teams.
It's time for score updates for you. Lincoln City are 1-0 up to Crewe, but as Matthew Bowden has just said, and it's just popped up on my screen, Northampton Town 1, Pompey 0. That is not a good start for Portsmouth.
How? Literally, it's just so Charlton got the ball, win the ball back from sloppy Oxford play, get the ball in, and it's gone out wide, and Elliot Moore did just about enough to sort of crowd out, I think it was Forster Kaski, from getting a decent shooting chance away, but that came from Oxford just being sloppy and giving the ball away. And it was one of those ones where Forster Kaski got the shot in, it flew over the bar, but Elliot Moore sort of caught him as well. So it's never going to be given as a penalty because he's got the shot away, but he's not made a very good tackle. But yeah, both sides in the last 5 minutes, both sides have been pretty guilty of being a bit sloppy in defence, and that's certainly not going to help.
Fanatic says
the Yellows as we search for.
Says, you guys looking forward for next match? Who've Oxford got in their next match? Oh, Swindon. Sorry.
Swindon.
No.
Oops, said it.
Rob
Sorry,
Dickey just scored for QPR, 2-0. Yeah.
Did he? Oh my god.
I mean.
Oh, and as Rob Dickey, it's okay. Brannigan mopped it up, but Oxford break forward now and have a chance to actually make some progress down the right-hand side. That's a good ball in, which Adji has controlled. It just doesn't bounce for Shadipo, and Charlton sky it up into the air. But Oxford keep it alive, and Ruffles, unfortunately, can only head it out to a goal kick. But first time Oxford have actually got the ball down and tried to attack down the right-hand side, and that was a good ball in by, it was either Ford or by Hansen. And that's the sort of thing we need to see more of, because that was pretty decent from Oxford. That was, the next game it's going to be an exciting game. I don't know if it's going to be an exciting game, but there's a lot of there'll be a lot of edge to the game, put it that way. So as an Oxford fan, the game won't be boring because there'll be a lot at stake.
Grandstand Bettors is throwing shade in your direction, Ian Allen. He says, does finishing between 7th and 20th each year allow Oxford fans to celebrate, or does no one care until the next year? The consensus is they probably do a parade around England every year. Shade. Uncalled for shade.
Well, I don't think they're going to. I don't think they would waste money doing one around England. I think they certainly do one around the Oxfordshire county line. But hey, that's where we are. It's where we are.
Tell you what, it could be worse, Ian. You could be supporting Portsmouth because they're now down 2-0. Ryan Watson brace, Northampton up 2-0 against Pompey.
I just don't understand. I don't understand football. I mean, when Pompey played us, they looked like a side that no side's going to beat. Basically, it looked such a hard side to beat. They don't give you anything, and then they go and play a side like Northampton, who are the lowest scorers, and they go 2-0 down.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
100%. I agree with that. It does not make sense. Northampton are making a real go of it down the bottom of the table, though. Wigan are beating MK Dons 1-0. This is insanity.
Oh, so Charlton come forward again, and they're finding a lot of space in between Oxford's midfield and backline, but they haven't been able to do anything cutting edge with it yet. And Oxford see it out, and it's a throw into Oxford. Oh, right. So that, I mean, I said that on the our League One predictions video, doesn't it? They're like, it's even if a side seems like they're cut adrift, they only have to like go on a little mini run, and they very quickly drag a lot more sides back into it.
Burton out of the relegation zone magically.
Yes, but you know, Northampton looked like they were a shoo-in to go down a couple of weeks ago. I think that would be would that be two wins in a row for them, or a win and a draw, or something. And the same for the club that will not be named. They look like they were pretty hapless, and then all of a sudden they got a couple of wins and jumped up the table.
Pessimistic Brother Alan says he saw a comment that summed them up. We're a good upper mid-table side, but lacking the quality to open a side up. They're missing a Baptiste or a McGuane. I think. Oh,
right. Shadipo causing real problems. Do Oxford get a corner? They do. That was Shadipo working really well then. He won kind of a pretty cheap corner for Oxford by just not giving up on a lost cause. So that was really well done by him. And that's another chance to hopefully see a bit of Anthony Ford quality.
I'm really excited to see Anthony Ford play this whole game. Like, we've talked about it enough times that we think he can do well as a right winger. And it'll be really exciting to see if he can. I know you can't guarantee someone's going to take every opportunity given to him. You look at Dan Agee, and it happens all the time. Like, football's a tough game, but it'd be good to see him have a good match here.
Corner cleared by Charlton. Is that going to run out of play for a throw-in? I think, Atkinson makes sure it does. And, yes, it's people like Ford, the fringe players, you almost do feel sorry for them in a way, because when they come in, they almost have to really impress all the time. Like, they almost can't afford to have a bad game, or they're straight out the team again.
Tough under him, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know if the Sykes was a fit. Does anyone know why Sykes isn't playing today? Because I didn't see. Can anyone let us know? But Oxford do come forward, and Ford has a chance to get the ball in. He's done really well to get a second chance. Ruffles win the header. Does it come to Shadipo? Oh, just deflected wide. It's going to be a corner for Oxford, but that was better, much better from Oxford in terms of Ford did really well to keep the move alive. You saw Ruffles getting in the box. You saw Shadipo in the box with Agee. What's caused Charlton to scramble a little bit there and forced into conceding a corner. But that was much better for Oxford.
Really like this. Hello, Simon Wilkinson. He says, Northampton are kicking everyone in the cobblers recently.
Yay!
Someone had to do it. John Williams O'Dwyer said, thank you for that answer, Ian. Brought in two excellent wingers in the gym.
Sorry, it was very long-winded. It wasn't very concise. Right, corner to... headed away. Oi, decent Ellen. I think that was Liam Kelly. The long-range speculative volley. Where I'm going to guess where
high,
it went.
Wide, not at all Hansen. Out of the ground.
Well, kind of wide, not especially high. But definitely Hansen.
John William O'Dwyer says it's funny that they brought in Liam Barker, who look like excellent wingers, but the goals have dried up since they brought them in. Yeah, 100%.
Not necessarily his fault. I mean, he's when you look at this Liam Barker, right? He's a guy that's barely played any football for a long time, so he's coming up to fitness. And what we've seen of him has been pretty good. He's a bit lightweight. Agee causing a lot of problems. Oxford have the ball in the box, trying to manufacture a chance. Is it going to? And as what usually happens, there's a scramble of players in the box. A defender falls over. Referee instantly gives a foul to the defending side, and Charlton get away with it. But that was Agee causing a lot of problems there. And he's a lot of the times, again, they're creating chances or they're running and creating opportunities for Oxford, but there's very few people in the box to hit. But so far, he's scored a really good goal, which helped win us a game. He's got a couple of assists, I think. and he's looked really
Right,
promising.
Ian, couple interesting things. I know you're keeping a tight eye on Sheffield Wednesday. Julian Borner's just been sent off for them, and the resulting penalty has been scored by Reading. So Wednesday are down 1-0, so quite possibly they'll be in League One next year.
Good start. Good start.
The club that should not be named have just equalised against my beloved Accrington. I'm furious. Somebody go break Brett Pittman's legs so he doesn't do that again.
How are we feeling about this game on Tuesday? Because to me, it seems like they're actually coming into a bit of form. I don't know how you're all feeling about it, but it seems like they've picked up quite a few points over the last few weeks.
For sure. Let's hope that they
only narrowly lost to Sunderland. From what I heard was Sunderland were pretty lucky to get away with a 1-0
Don't worry, Accrington are going to bang 5 goals past in the second half and dominate.
So,
Neil Stewart-Davies wants to know if losing Maguire has made a huge difference to this Oxford United side.
Yeah, it has made a big difference.
Yeah. That easy.
Definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, he was looking better and better every game he played, and it meant that Oxford had to force Brannigan back in when he wasn't necessarily fit, and I don't think he's benefited from that, and he's not looked. I mean, he's had a fucking horrific time of it with that eye injury. And Ipswich, Charlton with a chance to cross. It's a free header, but it goes over the bar from Forster Kasky. Well, I say free header, Moore did, again, just about enough to make it a little bit more difficult, but that is 8 yards out, attacking the ball. I would have thought he should have done a better job at keeping that ball down. Bit of a let-off for Oxford there, but it was a good move. Maybe I'm doing him a disservice. It was a good header. Tough one. It was under duress.
Penalty to Southampton. Just to update you on that.
But and I don't think. I think Brannigan's kind of just. I don't know. You feel like there's a lot of weight on his shoulders to kind of produce things. And he's just not quite been at it, and when you haven't got that guy who can get the ball and drive at the opposition, that is part of the reason why Oxford do look a little bit lackluster when they go forward.
Sure. More shade from Grandstand bettors. Now, does Oxford and the teams they play know what a goal actually looks like? Yep. Yeah, we have to deal with this.
I don't know. I don't want to spit. I can't possibly speak.
He's our second biggest. 1-0 Southampton. They scored it. James Ward-Prowse. There's a surprise.
Is that the Ings master, or did they let someone else take those penalties?
No. Ward-Prowse takes all kicks of balls stood still will be Ward-Prowse.
Well, if it goes in, it doesn't really matter who takes it, does it? But it's A lot of people said 0-0 for this game, Matt. A lot of people did think this game would be 0-0.
I said that.
So far, dear Thomas, you're looking quids in at this moment. Although, to be fair, both sides have got better.
I thought you were about to say, "Oh, there's a goal." Oh, there's a goal. There's not a goal. I'm joking. Oh, look, Spezia and Benevento. They're scoring goals now. That's nice. Ugh. Never let me bet on the Serie A ever again, Alan.
That's never a foul. So Shadipo just falls over, tries to win a foul. It doesn't work. And Charlton come forward, Moore to clear the danger, and he does. And Oxford keep the ball. Oh, my God, don't tell me we're giving it straight back to them. Yeah, trying to play the ball out, trying to be clever, playing the ball out of defence, just ends up with an Ipswich throw-in, which Moore could have just belted that into Rose Ed and got the same result. But
Ian, Northampton 3, Pompey 0.
I don't believe. Have they had a man sent off or something?
They're just apparently.
I mean, that is the sort of result. That really is the sort of result that could be the end of Kenny Jackett.
This is.
And I'm not saying he's going to have a heart attack.
I mean, he might.
Right, Adji, are you onside? Adji, why are you offside there? Why are you offside there? It's so poor. That is really poor forward play. A chance. I mean, chances have been at a premium, and that was a chance. Brannigan played a lovely ball where he had a chance to run in behind. All he had to do was stay onside, and he's not looking along the line.
Yep.
Those are the things that Carl Robinson hates.
Yep. That's all I've got to say. Yep. Pessimistic Brother Alan agrees with your take on the Swindon match. He says they've been picking up form. 4 weeks ago would have been shoo-ins to the game. Now it's risky.
Oh, there's a shot. There's a shock. I thought he might agree with that.
Matt Uranka says, my point is the rate they've been playing, they should be in La Liga. Are you accusing La Liga of having no goals, Matthew? Is that what you're saying? And Bowden is pointing out 3-0 to the Cobblers, which is just absolute anarchy.
Right, sun was in my eyes then, but Charlton come forward again, a deflected shot, and I don't know why Stevens decided to let that go behind, because it's gone behind for a corner. It looked like he could have picked that up, but he let it go behind. I'm not sure why he did that, but they're looking quite dangerous. They're getting down wide. Couple of opportunities they're getting in behind wide, getting good balls into the box from their right, Oxford's left, and that one was just difficult to see what happened because the sun, it kind of went from the shade to the sun, and I could kind of lost track of the ball. But corner to Charlton, and we'll just see if Oxford can defend this one. Winners, yeah, nice. Elliot Moore, solid as a rock, heads it away.
What else is happening, Ian? Tell me more.
Long ball back in. Long ball back in again, headed away, but only to the edge of the box. And Oxford's turn to win a cheap free kick. Can clear the danger. Sorry, was anything happening? I thought you were going to say something.
I was asking you what's happening. I've got ads on my screen anyway right now, so I need you to carry this channel right now. I've actually covered all the chat things as well. Ian, I'm on top of this today. I am fantastic.
Do you know, sometimes footballers, the brain just doesn't work properly. I know it's heat at the moment, but Jack Stevens just smashes the ball forward trying to get Adji away, and it just miles over hit, goes straight through to their keeper. And you're just like, but Kelly with a chance now. Nice ball for nearly a really good ball forward by him. Just was a little bit under hit, and they could get the ball back to their keeper. But I think that's the first time I've seen him able to get a foot on the ball and play a ball forward. And he's given and he backs that up by backing into a midfielder and giving away a foul.
Good on you, boy.
He's on form today, folks.
Gavin White scored for Hull City. Oh, Whitey.
Nice.
He used to play for Oxford, right?
You know he did.
I know.
You know he did.
I know.
You know we've tried to sign, but he went to. Was there any? Does anybody know? I'll just say that again. Does anybody have a reason why Sykes wasn't playing in this game? I didn't see anything from Robinson pre-match, but has anyone heard anything? I haven't, because I don't quite understand.
What's his actual first name? Yeah, what's Jeremiah's actual first name? Mark. I always call him Matt, don't I? Mark Sykes.
You do.
What General Mark Sykes? Who the hell is General Mark Sykes? Apparently he was a person.
Apparently.
There's nothing in the news about it. 3 weeks ago, Oxford United midfielder Mark Sykes seeking more starts.
That's the news. I love those stories. Oxford Mail website. It's sometimes very difficult to come up with like stories for the Oxford United section, so they just put things that just aren't news. Like guy who's not playing wants to play. Oxford lose a game, and it's like people come out. Oxford player says club needs to bounce back from loss. It's not news.
Sunderland are 2-0 up. Charlie Wicks scored. Bournemouth have taken the lead against Preston.
He's in pretty good nick.
Arnout.
He is in pretty good nick.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he?
I'll tell you, I haven't seen much of Chucks yet.
But he is the 8th highest scorer in the league, Ian. He should be all over you like a rash.
He's good.
It seems like a pretty boring first half. I'm going to be honest. There doesn't seem to be a lot happening.
Oh, it is. You can't polish a turd, Thomas.
I mean, our poor live stream is going to die if we keep having 0-0 draws. No one's going to come to listen to this.
But remember what we'll live with what Bowden said.
Oh, there's like 4 goals coming in the second half.
No, not 4. He said 3, but it's just, I mean, if there's 3 goals, that's a fucking massive improvement over the 0 we've now. But it's I would say Charlton look the more likely, I must say, at the moment. They're the ones who are getting the ball in, but that's a lovely turn by Shodipo on the halfway line. And he's got forward now and plays a nice ball out to Ford. But the move kind of slows down a little bit. It goes to Kelly, who goes backwards again, goes to fucking Goran, who goes backwards again. And now we can start on the other side. So start with Ruffles, who plays the ball down the side to Brannigan. Brannigan with a chance to run, and he's run into the penalty area and got a bit of space. Decent shot, not but straight at the goalkeeper, who inexplicably fumbled it straight out. But there was no one there, kind of gambling. Ruffles goes inside now. He's into the penalty area, and it's blocked, and it's going to roll out for a throw in. But that was good play by both Ruffles and Brannigan there. Not sure why Adji wasn't. I see where Adji was. Yeah, he's kind of far away. Yeah, I'll give him that. He didn't have a chance for that one, but. Not the cleanest of strike from Brannigan, but at least it's a shot on target, and good little move from Oxford as they work the ball across the edge of the box now with Shodipo. He can get the ball out wide. I think that's to Jamie Hansen, who can cross a really nice ball in. It's headed behind, and that is going to be a corner. But that was a nice ball in as well. And Oxford last couple of attacks, Oxford looked pretty decent.
Pessimistic Brother Alan says there's nothing on Sykes. I assume KR doesn't want to copy your team too much, Ian. 100% agree with that. 100% agree. He can't be seen to be cheating on a test like this, but he knows we're right. He knows your team was correct. He knows.
I'm surprised he didn't. Then he'll give him an excuse to blame.
Also, he needs to get a B+, not an A+. If it's an A+, everyone knows he cheated.
All right. Corner to Oxford. Let's see. Let's go to corner. Swung out. Headed away by Chucks.
Chucks, lad.
And Oxford... Brannigan plays a really nice ball out to the side to Ford, who cuts inside really well. Chance to cross. It's a decent ball in again, competing for it, but Charlton do really well defensively again. But the clearance is poor, and Oxford can keep this alive with Hansen. I don't know what he's doing out there.
Playing his game, baby. He's playing his game.
Go on, Kelly, son.
First time I've ever heard Ian say that.
Rob Atkinson in a weird position. Can't get the cross in, and Charlton, again, Oxford, they can't clear it fully, and Oxford maintains possession. Comes out to lovely young lady Kelly, who plays a really nice ball in, actually. Oh, good effort. Unlucky. That was actually a really good ball by Liam Kelly. Found Ruffles in the penalty area. His control wasn't great, and it meant he just flicked it up in the air, and then he volleyed it, and it just kind of curved away from the goal. But much better from Oxford in the last 3 or 4 minutes there, starting to get into their groove. Unfortunately, the halftime whistle is about to blow.
Right. At halftime, as always, we will jump off for 10 minutes. We'll get ourselves tea, coffee. Ian clearly needs a drink at this point because he can't get the team names right.
Light, fresh.
Ian, it is now Northampton 4, Pompey 0.
He's going to get sacked. I'm telling you, he's going to get sacked.
We will cover as many comments as we can when we come back from the game. We should be back a couple minutes before the second half kicks off. Thank you all for being here. Feel free to super chat us while we're gone. It's probably better to do it while we're gone because you don't want us to talk. Also, please, any of you who are enjoying this, please have a look at our Patreon. The link should be in the description. It's in all our videos. We love this. Right, Accrington are 2-1 up against the club that should not be named. Colby Bishop.
Anybody's enjoying this. Right, I'm just going to say a couple of things quickly. I'd also want a free kick. Hi, Birchie just inside the Charlton half. If you could give this stream a like as well, that does help a lot. If anyone could just hit the like button, that does help kind of get it out to more people. So we'd really appreciate that. And one other thing as well, we lost 6 subscribers overnight.
Like, what are you people doing?
One of those YouTube things. Ball was played into the box and it's not cleared. And have Oxford won a cheap corner here? No, he does well, gets back and keeps it from going. But it is a throw into Oxford. But yeah, we lost 6 subscribers overnight. Everybody just check you are still subscribed, and that would be great as well. But Shodipo with a chance to shoot from the edge of the box, and it is as wide as anything else we've seen.
Yep.
Today, but getting better. It's encouraging end to the second half. Encouraging end to the first half.
Bowden, are you sure Northampton are 4-0 up? Because I do not have a goal alert yet. Yes, you're correct, Will. I was yawning as Ian was describing the Oxford match. That's how boring these 0-0 draws are. Stephen Davidson says Jamie Hansen's having the game of his life today. Defenders leading the way, playing forward right now. Does that sound accurate, Alan?
Okay, so Rob Atkinson is down on the
4-0
floor
on
and he's not moving. He's not moving.
Rob Atkinson.
Rob Atkinson's down on the floor and it looks like he's taken an elbow. Don't think it's intentional, but Chucks has been booked for it, which may or may not be a little bit harsh, but Atkinson is down and not moving, but laying face down as well, like not rolling. Those are the ones where you know a footballer's hurt when he doesn't roll around pretending. He is literally face down on the ground.
The BT Sports Center are literally laughing over the Northampton result. That's quite funny. Sorry.
So if the referees had judged that to be an elbow or a hand in the face, why has he not sent him off?
Referees hate sending people off. We know this is a rule, don't we?
Atkinson looks like he's going to be okay. But I mean, they'll have to do concussion protocol, I imagine.
Send him off.
Unless he, I mean, I don't know if it was intentional or anything like that, but it looked like one of those ones where if you think he's done violent conduct there, then surely you have to send him off, because other than that, it's just a player jumping for the ball and wouldn't be.
There's weird bookings now in football and rules and things like that.
And another change to the handball rule.
Well, I'm sure we'll all understand that. It happened a ton in the match earlier today, didn't it, with Arsenal? Penalties, not penalties.
Well, there was one incident with a Burnley player stopping the ball with his shoulder when the ref gave a penalty.
There's also one where it just hit his arm.
Looking back on,
just like, oh mate,
I didn't see that.
He's a foot out, and it.
Oh, the bird. Oh yeah, there was one. Right. No, I didn't see that one. I heard people.
Fleetwood, by the way, have taken the lead against Shrewsbury in the 45th minute. They're up 1-0. They probably need that because it was starting to get close.
Rob Atkinson looks like he's going to be fine, by the way. Good. And it's one. We're coming into the final minute of added on time. I don't know if the ref might add a little bit more on now because of that injury. But it's probably as attritional and as tight as many of us expected it to be. It's not been an easy game.
0-0, Alan. I told you what was going to happen. It was always going to be 0-0. These two sides are going to cancel each other out. Both the managers want hard work and nothing else from their teams. Oh, slow day at the office. Matt says we look awful against AFC Wimbledon. The Man City unbeaten run is definitely not happening. Ian, who does Matt support? I can't remember. Not your anchor, by the way. Blackpool. Yes, there we are. Yeah, not great.
So, I mean, right, okay. Shadipo did really well then. He was pretty strong and he wriggled through a few challenges, got pulled back on the edge of the box. Good spot by the linesman because the ref wasn't going to give it. And Oxford have a free kick right at the end of this first half, right on the corner of the penalty area on the right-hand side. So, do you know what? One of those things when you do this, you do sort of like realise commentating ain't that easy when you just literally, because you just think the only thing you think is it's like the thing you've said 1,000 times already, an opportunity for Oxford to get the ball into the box. It's like I'm trying to think of like different ways to say the same thing. Oh, that looks overhit, but it's not. Oh.
This
and then
is
I can commentate like
stunning
that.
television,
That looks
ladies and gentlemen. We have got you on the edge of your seat.
Right. That was actually really well worked. And Ruffles pulled away at the back post from a free kick that looked overhit, but he won it and headed it back across goal. But unfortunately for Oxford, it was headed away by a Charlton player, and are Oxford going to have... But Oxford have won a corner. Corner comes in. And I tell you again, Oxford have come up against some sides lately that are really good defensively. So well organised. And Milton Keynes, Dons are the exception to that, but Ipswich, Charlton, Portsmouth, and Peterborough have all been very, very well organised defensively. It doesn't look like you're going to get much joy from these set pieces, but on the flip side, Oxford have looked pretty good in that regard as well. But it is half time. We are in 0-0. Matthew Bowden is spot on so far, as is Thomas Pickering. I'm going to go, and I'm going to let Thomas vamp for a little bit while we have a break.
Hold. So, Ian Allen, we are back. There's only 2 people on, but I would like to personally thank Christina Allen, who has super chatted me personally, because you don't deserve anything from this stream, Ian. You have done nothing. It's like you're not even watching the game. Although, Mother Allen can't even see me because I put the stats directly over my own face. Questionable, isn't it?
It's okay. We can hear you. As always, Thomas,
everyone can hear me. My neighbors. Poor people. Poor human beings. But it is Oxford 0, yes. Charlton Athletic 0. Very little is happening in this game, Ian.
As I burp, yes, it's not been a great game. I will say small crumbs of comfort have come in the fact that Oxford got better as the half went on and actually finished the half decently and started to create some chances. Hopefully they can carry that on into the second half. But yes, it has been not the most exciting match and not the kind of enterprising football we wanted to see from the Yellows.
Absolutely not. But it is still 0-0 and they're not losing, which is a positive in my mind. I think something... It feels like Oxford fans forget the fact that Oxford haven't actually lost many games recently. They're not, and that's important, right? Like, especially come the end of the year, really important to get these draws.
Definitely. I mean, that's the thing. The defence looks really solid. We're not conceding many goals, and if you can start scoring them again, I would expect us to start winning a lot more games, because the defence is so good. I think that Hansen and Ward have looked good. And I can definitely see there's more of a concerted effort to get players into the box. I've seen it from Ruffles. I've seen it from Brannigan. I've seen it from Kelly. It does look like we are trying to get, and Shadipo's done it as well, trying to get people into that penalty area, which is something we desperately need. But that is good that they are recognising that and they're trying to do something about it.
I feel bad, Ian. The Green Army are now down 2-0 to Doncaster. Doncaster resurgence since Darren Moore left. It's very real. Very real.
Well, maybe they don't need to keep changing their tactics every 5 minutes like they did under Darren Moore. They can just go out and use the quality players that they have and beat teams.
And I know probably most of the people watching don't care, but Borussia Mönchengladbach are playing Leverkusen right now, and Leverkusen just taken the lead in the 76th minute. I would have bet Patrick Schick.
Who scored?
I would have bet goals in this time, but it's only 1-0. I think Gladbach have had a goal ruled out for offside or a foul or something, but these are 2 of my favourite teams playing each other. I should really be watching them.
Yeah, usually
Baldin informs me the comeback for the Green Army is on. Plymouth have just scored. Come on, Green Army. The stats for the Oxford game seem to be really big fans of Oxford.
Tom, I don't know if you believe in portals to other worlds, but I can see a couch trying to phase into existence.
Really?
Behind you. Very disconcerting.
I just saw it.
At times.
Only you can see that, though, because on the actual screen, I am statistics.
Oh, I forgot your you said I was actually thinking you are sat really off center, and I've just realised why you do that. Yeah, that's right. The second half is just about to kick off, so Charlton Athletic in blue. Don't be surprised if
Adams has scored. Southampton 2, Sheffield United 0.
Did you say a draw in that one or a Saints win?
Oh no! I went with a draw. I think I went with a draw.
I think you did.
Oh no!
I think I went with a Southampton win, but I think I only went with a 1-0 win.
What a terrible decision. Let's check this out.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get a correct score at some point today.
What are we? We are the
second half has started, and the ball is up in the air.
Ian, in fact,
bit of head tennis.
On pace. I went with a 1-0 Saints win. You went with a 2-1 Saints win. All you need is a Sheffield United goal now. Perfect score.
Yes.
For some reason, we both went with an Arsenal win. That was foolish.
Well, they should. You wouldn't have thought they would have been any danger of conceding that goal. Conceding a goal if you watched the first half. It looked like they were in complete control. And then Granit Xhaka decided to pass the ball to Chris Wood, or not even pass it to Chris Wood. Just hit a ball against him, and which wasn't very good. But it's we go. Charlton have won a free kick right on the left-hand side of Oxford's box, right-hand side of Oxford's box, and it's their first opportunity of this second half to try and create a scoring chance. Oxford have to kind of be on their mettle here. Don't want to give away anything cheap now. Don't want to be chasing the game against this Charlton side, because you will see them clam up even more than they already have. And it is just about cleared. Oxford do well, but the danger's not completely over yet. They still have the ball wide on the other side. They cross it in. It's cleared by Ruffles. Shot comes in. It's blocked. It comes out again. Get around him. Shooting chance to the edge of the box from Watson. Not renowned for his goal scoring. And that one does fly harmlessly behind, but doesn't go into the car park. So he gets points for that at least. You've gone silent, Tom. Can't hear you, Thomas. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. Okay, I think Tom needs to change his headphones. I'm not sure if you can still hear me. If you can, then now's a good time to try and get Tom ousted from this channel forever. While he's not here, let's quickly jump on the bandwagon and say Tom out, Tom out, Tom out, as Oxford pump a long ball forward and it's headed out for a throw-in. While we've got a moment and the game's a bit dead, just to, obviously just reflect on the fact it's a really sad day for Oxford. Off the field with Mickey away, really disappointing, really like tragic news, really, and really shock news as well, which wasn't expected. I think, from my own point of view, such a legend of the club, and I think when you first start supporting, or start going to football, those players that you first started watching are the ones you kind of remember the fondest. Mickey Lewis was certainly one of those players. Everybody seemed to everybody just seemed to no one ever really seemed to have a bad word against him. Everyone really enjoyed the fact that he was called Mad Dog and enjoyed the sort of Mad Dog tag. And he was one of those guys that you always felt would give 100% towards Oxford United, and it's really sad and shocking, and shocking. If anyone does have any good Mickey Lewis stories, put them down in the comments. Free kick to Oxford, played in, headed away by Charlton. It comes to the edge of the box. Oxford trying to keep this one alive. I think Brannigan's going to be able to keep that one in. He drives down the line, does really well. He's a bit isolated, though. He plays it back to, I think that was to Kelly. It's not a great cross in, and Charlton can bring the ball forward on the break, as they do with their number 27, which I think was Miller. It is. They play a long ball forward. It looks like Jack Stevens can catch it, and he catches it nice and easily. That reminded me of the last game where Oxford played against Charlton, where Simon Eastwood was sent off for handball outside of the penalty area. Does anyone remember that game? I was at that game. It was fucking great. Really good free kick goal by Luke Garbutt. It was amazing. And Oxford have won a throw-in high up the pitch. Just some good work by Shadipo, holding the ball up well. It's nothing clear-cut yet from either side, but both sides look a little bit more positive at the start of this second half. As we await the throw. There's a nice little burp from me there. It's thrown in. Oxford keep it alive. I think it was crossed into the box, but nobody's there. It's over the head of everybody, and it bounces harmlessly through. But that clearance is really poor. It's played to Goran, whose first instinct is always to go back. And Oxford have it with Hansen, who can pass it along with Elliot Moore along the back line. Oxford aren't really being pressed too high in there, so it's easy for them. Shadipo comes deep and is driving with the ball through the middle. That's really nice to see. Gets the ball out to Ford, who's got Hansen on the overlap. Doesn't need him. He's got a chance to cross. It's a nice ball in. And it could have been given for handball. It was in Oxford's positions changed places, because that was actually Liam Kelly on the wing there. Oxford changed it a little bit. You're seeing Shadipo play a little bit more central. Have we changed formation or changed tactics at all? If we have, let me know. Thank you. Good.
I got to hear part of what you were saying. Also, apologies for the feedback. That was because when my headphones kicked back in, I turned them off, and then my computer froze. So sorry to everybody about that. Very quickly, Lincoln are up 2-0. Did you tell our wonderful story without naming names about old Lewis? I think it's a good story.
I didn't. I don't know if it's the nicest
I
story
just
to
like
tell.
that he's the consummate professional, and at all times, literally, could turn it on. This is a good story about him.
Okay, well, just let. I mean, Ipswich have got to throw in the Oxford Ipswich. Charlton have got to throw in the Oxford half. I'm not even doing this on purpose, and they play it forward. Let's just let this danger clear, and then we'll talk about this story. But it's I don't know. Have we had any chats, Tom?
Robert Allen says, was it against West Bromwich Albion where he scored from the edge of the area? Mad Dog would never have been in anyone's best ever 11, but every fan rated him.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You knew what you're going to get from him. You know you're going to get fucking 100%, and that means a lot to the fans when you have players like that. Chance for... It looks like Barker's on. I really should have been on top. I'm really sorry. I've been way off the fucking ball with this.
It's all good. We've had quite a few technical difficulties in the last couple minutes. I will say that Grandstand Bettors said that Bayern are going to be a nice change of pace. Obviously, going from the from Oxford to the best club in the world will be a nice change of pace. But he says Oxford are going to score in this half. He's convinced.
They're looking all right. They've both sides have actually looked a lot more positive in the start of this second half, and Oxford have looked okay. They certainly, it doesn't look like either side would be happy with a draw in this one. They're both sort of going for it, which is good, which would make you think you are going to see a goal at some point. Finishing has to improve for either side, though. But no, I don't think there have been any subs, and it must have been. I'm just getting players confused. I'm having a bit of a mare. Right, is that free kick? Not given. Easy shot. Easy, tame shot from Charlton, which is easily saved by Jacques Stevens. And, right. So, myself and Thomas have a mutual friend who, Mickey Lewis, I don't think he was their coach. Yeah. He was at Oxford City. I don't think he was their coach. But he was coming in to help with the training. And one day, they were all there waiting at the training, all the players, and there was no Mickey Lewis. And then they sort of like noticed that his car was there. And so they wandered over to his car and they found an absolute comatose, hammered drunk Mickey Lewis asleep in his car. And they wake him up and they get him out and he's like plodding along, putting cones out, looking like he could barely like string a sentence together or like do anything. And then they say as soon as the training session started, he was like flicked into gear and he was straight away like, right lad, you go over there, 2 sets of cones over there, you do some passing drills, you do some defensive drills. And it was like almost like just a light bulb went off and all of a sudden he was in coach mode.
I love that.
And he was fully coherent. And
that's a great story about Mickey Lewis. I love the idea that he turned up drunk and then was just like, I can do this in my sleep actually, I'm pretty good at this, and just bang. And that's what our mate said. It was that he was always a professional in that respect. Ooh. So, just going back to the football, both sides are definitely playing with a bit more intent. That was Ipswich there with a good ball out to their right hand side, Oxford's left. The guy was in acres of space, puts in a good cross, and it was number 9 with a free header. It didn't do that well of it though, and it headed over the bar. The quality of finishing has been poor, really, from both sides. Which is kind of showing why there hasn't been a lot of goals. But that was Stockley. Another guy for Charlton who has been around a long. Jaden Stockley. I'm sure he's played at a higher level before as well. I don't mean to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. Burton Albion 1, Peterborough 0. Kane Hemmings with the goal. Jimmy Floyd is the greatest manager in recorded history. I am a savant. Follow me. Bet on what I say. Blackpool, by the way, have also taken the lead. Matt will be happy about that. 1-0 Blackpool, leading over AFC Wimbledon.
That is a massive win for Burton. And again, that does copy in with our theory that every side that plays Oxford goes on a bad run, or seems to.
It's a literal fact.
And
it cannot be argued.
Peterborough would certainly be in there. Kane Hemmings never really was that impressive for Oxford, was he? But certainly doing a all right job.
Sounds like a fish to me.
Right, header down. Shadipo holding the ball up really well. Actually, no, sorry. I'm having a mare. Sorry. I'm having a real mare.
It's okay.
I'm really sorry, guys. That was Dan Adji holding the ball up really well, fouled, edge of the box, free kick to Oxford. I'm getting all sorts. I'm thinking Barker's on the pitch. He's not on the pitch. I'm thinking everybody's wrong, the wrong player. I'm calling Ipswich, Charlton,
It's an emotional day for you,
Ipswich.
Alan. Don't worry.
Oh, it's an emotional day. But it seems like there's a lot of the forward players. They seem like they're being quite fluid in the way they're not like sort of sticking to their positions. You're seeing people pop up in like random different areas that you wouldn't expect. Like a few minutes ago, you saw Shadipo like get the ball in the middle, and then you saw out wide, and it was Kelly playing out wide, and so it's good movement from Oxford, and they again, you can't fault the effort. It's just
plodding along.
Isn't just there when it comes to the final ball or the finishing. But we've got a free kick now, pretty central. Could be a chance for Ruffles. Could be a chance for. Is that Hansen over it or Funner? It looks like it could be forward over the ball. Ruffles over it with a left foot. You could take it with either a left foot or a right foot on this one. It's going to be forward. It's over the bar and pretty shitty.
Matthew Bowden's pointed out that the Oxford match is the only goalless game in League One right now. They are on a run of these. Yeah. Interestingly, Matt Uranka asks, and it's his standard shade from Uranka as well, whose team currently is drawing 0-0, so that's probably a good result for Wickham. What was the greatest Oxford goal ever? It could be two, maybe one that mattered the most, or one that was just breathtaking. We all know it's Shandon Baptiste's goal against whatever, Newport or whoever it was.
That was probably the best one you've seen. There's a couple that I mean, I would say in terms of raw emotion and what it meant, I would say Alfie Potter's winner
Burton
in that
2,
Wembley.
Peterborough 0. Sorry, continue.
Wow, it's not Kane Hemmings again, is it?
Still,
it's gotta be Kane. It's
gotta be Kane. Sorry. Please continue with your goal fest.
And I would say Alfie Potter's goal against York in the playoff final to win it was probably the most emotional, just because of the relief. And I would say the best goal I can remember is probably one Joey Beauchamp scored against Blackpool in a 1-0 win, where he got the ball seemingly could have been close to 40 yards out, 35 yards out, got it on the knee, and then just volleyed it into the top corner.
Sounds like a good goal, Ian.
Right, speaking of, is that a foul on the edge of the box? He's not giving it, but Adji's...
Words, Alan. Use your words.
Depot working hard. So, shooting chance for Oxford, it's blocked, and Charlton smuggle it away, but that was good work there by Shadipo. He thought he was fouled, but then he got up and he carried on. He didn't let it go, and Oxford are doing their best to try and win this ball back high, and they do with Brannigan, and he's running down the left-hand side now, which is seeing a lot of like Brannigan getting the ball and running, which is really encouraging to see as well. I don't remember him doing that so much in previous games.
This is what you called for.
Hansen
this is exactly what you called for.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Hansen's inside to... Oxford have got it quite comfortable in possession now, knocking it around much to the defenders. And Jamie Hansen chips the ball down the line, which is going to be easily cleared. Can Oxford win it back? No, because Charlton just bang it forward. And can they come forward now themselves? But it's slow and it's not quick as they try and come forward. But Oxford do win it back.
Gavin White just scored 2.
Not the greatest ball.
It's a brace for the young man.
Kelly did that well there, I must say. I mean, I don't mind that he tried to like get Adji in, but he had the ball in space on the centre circle. I thought he could have like got the ball down then and moved it forward rather than trying to play a ball which Adji ended up fouling the Charlton man and giving possession away. So it's one of the things. It's like sometimes the decision making is not the best.
Yeah,
and Charlton can. But Charlton are one of these. I mean, it's weird when you look at stats because you always say these sides are like, they say they're like possession-based sides and they try and play good football and play possession football. I haven't seen any of that from Charlton today. They seem to be very much get the ball forward and play in the final third. I wouldn't say that's just necessarily a tactic they use against Oxford, but they don't look like a particularly attractive side to watch.
No, they
it's very, very much more direct. You
was
would
like
expect
what
them
we
to
were
do.
saying when we talked about them earlier, is that they are a bit like Lee Bowyer was as a player, in that they all run around the pitch and they work hard, but that doesn't necessarily translate to a team that has a lot of possession or doesn't. And it's not that they're reacting to the opposition; they just kind of all play kind of to the best of their own ability. So sometimes they have the ball.
Right, it's Adji on the edge of the box. He's played it over to Anthony Ford with a shooting chance. He goes out wide. He has a shot, and he's hit the bar. Oh, what a great goal that would have been. Ford's hit the bar. Keeper was beaten. Really unlucky, but Oxford have kept it alive on the side, and it's gone into Shadipo. Can he get some space and find? He's got a lot of players around him, but he goes out wide as a cross into the box, and I think that was Ben Watson. But they've stood wide, and Shadipo turns him. Oh, and again, Charlton stand firm and get it clear, and now they can break. And now I think they've got 3-on-2 as Oxford are really struggling to get men back. He's played. Hansen's got to hold him up here. He's got to hold Forster Kasky up. He's come inside, and that just goes wide. That was a really good opportunity. Both sides could have scored then in a matter of 2 minutes. This game finally came to life. You're going to see really good play by Dan Adji, who played in Anthony Ford, who worked the space really well and hit a brilliant drive, which hit almost like the peak of the crossbar in the post and came out, and Oxford couldn't convert it. But then Charlton just got on the break, and Forster Kasky was running one-on-one with Hansen. He got a yard of space, and his shot was really good, but just always going away. And that's probably the best both sides have looked at, certainly.
That's actually, both sides only have one shot on goal right now, which is pretty bad. Pessimistic Brother Allen says Kane Hemming is a blast from the past. Matthew Bowden's just pointed out that Wigan are now 2-0. Oh, no, not Matthew Bowden. Grandstand Bettors have pointed out that Wigan are now 2-0 up against MK Dons. Callum Lang has scored. But, Ian, we have a couple best goal suggestions. Pessimistic Brother Allen says the Beauchamp goal versus Blackpool. It helps secure promotion too.
Oh, sorry. Charlton come forward again, and it's scrambled away on the edge of the box, and now Oxford can come forward. This game's really opening up now. It's starting to get better. He said about Oxford needing to risk winning it, risk losing it to try and win it. Certainly seeing that. Ford coming forward down the right-hand side. Can't beat his man, but he has won a throw-in, and Oxford clear the danger nicely. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he's just saying best goal would be Joey Beauchamp versus Blackpool, which helps secure promotion. And then he also said Chrissy Allen's equaliser against Pompey in the 5-5 draw was memorable. Matthew Bowden says Les Phillips' 85th minute goal versus Everton, who were top of the league at that point, helped to secure their place in Division 1. That was a good goal.
Bit before my time.
Don't be so freaking young then. Jesus. And Simon Wilkinson has said that Oxford will win the match in the 95th minute.
Well, expect a silly face from me if they do that.
I can't wait for that to be the thumbnail cover. I'm pretty hyped for that. Pretty hyped.
But it's getting it's getting more. The game's getting more enjoyable. Yes. And that's a good sign. Anything. So
let me take this moment to say, please please subscribe, please check out our Patreon. If you guys want to support us, it's the best way to do it. Jump on Patreon. It should be in the description. Really appreciate it. We got 4 fans on right now who are Patreon subscribers. We got PJ Simpson, Matt Uranka of Grandstand Bettors, Matthew Bowden, and super pessimistic Brother Allen. So if you guys get on there, show us some support. The championship package is great, and it helps us. And we are trying to save as much money as we can through all of this so that we can go to a football match when football reopens. And considering we live in different cities, we have to travel and everything. So your support will mean we'll get to go to games and live stream and put out stories about them, which is pretty fun.
Oh, so both sides kind of been a bit guilty of giving the ball away cheaply, and it's nothing came of it when Oxford gave it away. But actually, Liam Kelly did really well there in winning it back, and Adji won a free kick as well. So I actually think Liam Kelly's done all right.
You've been too mad at him. Kyle Vassell's just scored. Fleetwood are up 2-0 now.
Done okay.
Grandstand Bettors is full of questions, and as a Patreon subscriber, I must always say them out loud no matter what. He said, Wickham are losing. Stoke City 1, Wickham 0. Sorry, just throw that one in there. Matt Uranka says, what was the most devastating goal given up? My guess, in the 3 years with you, it was Wickham.
Right. Shadipo with a ball into the box, it's cleared, and Charlton bring it away. But Shadipo's looking quite dangerous every time he gets the ball now, but a chance for Charlton to bring the ball forward, and Miller has just played a lovely little turn of pace from him to get away, but he can't get anywhere, and they end up going backwards. Bit of an Oxford United move, that one. Go forward 10 yards, end up turning around, and it ends up back with your goalkeeper. Right, so Simon Eastwood jumping for a ball and missing it, and the ball bouncing into the net. That was pretty hard to take. And Oxford win a free kick midway inside the Charlton half with a chance to bomb it in. And that was a pretty tough one to take. I can think of a game against Luton Town away in the season we got promoted from the conference, where we were winning 1-0 and we conceded 2 goals in injury time to lose 2-1. That was pretty tough to take. They're ones that stick in the mind so far.
Jake Houston's come up with a goal he enjoyed, which is the Shandon Baptiste one against Lincoln at home last year.
Oh, that was a really good goal. That was a great goal. So Oxford have made a change, and Liam Kelly has come off, and Brandon Barker has come on. So attacking positive change for Oxford there. What did you guys think of Kelly today? Did you think he was all right? I thought he was okay. I mean, he didn't do... I don't think he... Obviously, again, another thing, he hasn't really influenced the game massively, but I thought he was pretty solid, but without being amazingly spectacular. But a good ball in behind for Adji to hold the ball up again. He's done a good job of that today. And he's got a bit of space. And he tries to cross, it's blocked, but he's won it back. And as always, Dan Adji is so hard to knock off a ball. He plays it in, and Oxford won a cheap corner. They haven't, but it's come out to Ford, who can shoot again. And it's just... Ipswich player went down trying to look for an injury, and he stayed down, and that meant Anthony Ford had space to run into. He got to the edge of the box, tried one of those curlers into the corner, but keeper got behind it, and it was an easy save. And now they've rolled it out in disgust. Disgust that Oxford didn't stop the game, even though, like, the guy, I would say to describe his injury in terms of medical professional, I would say he's had a bit of a boo-boo.
Right. Should probably stop the match for a couple hours over this one. Maybe call it off.
Although, to be fair, they're having a little bit of a water break, so maybe they've told him to stay down and milk the injury, so the players can have a bit of a chat.
Joseph Dudu has just scored for Wigan. They're up 3-0 against the Dons. Ian, why do I back any team that has played Oxford United? It's stupid.
What the fuck is happening in League One? Like, it's bonkers.
It's absolutely nuts.
Right, long, massive kick by the Charlton goalkeeper is easily headed away by Moore, and Oxford can come forward again with trying a long ball over the top themselves, which doesn't work. It's been getting quite frenetic out there now, getting a bit end to end, which is good to see, but also kind of a bit nervy. You're wondering if Charlton might be the side that sting Oxford in this one, but not with miscontrolling the ball and letting it go out.
Matthew Bowden says he was at the Luton game, and it was like the Wild West coming out of that ground at full time. And,
I can imagine. It's a fucking horrible ground. It's right in like...
Yeah.
You almost like have to walk through people's houses to get out of the ground.
So like Oxford.
And like it's very, very like tight in the middle of a terraced area, and yeah, I can imagine they're not known for being the most rational of fans, the Luton fans.
Pessimistic Brother Alan says Kelly played well enough. We're starting to create chances now. It does sound like that. I mean, this off is significantly more fun to be doing this channel, this live stream with. The first off felt like treacle. Just wading through it slowly.
Yeah, we might have to start these live streams at bloody.
I think it's probably the best time to do it at this point,
and just do the second half. Right, Adji's done really well, really well there. He brought the ball down, running forward. Ben Watson had to stick out a leg and foul him, and it's a professional. It's the one for the team foul, which he had to make really, even though he protests his innocence. And Oxford are getting up ahead of steam in this one. It might be time to bring on old Matty T.
Should we maybe put 2 strikers on at the same time?
Wash your mouth out, son. How dare you? Don't sully this broadcast by mentioning that.
I'm so sorry. I'll go. I'll go.
Right, free kick in from Oxford. Can they win a header? They do win the header, but it's very easily just claimed by Amos in the Charlton goal, who smacks the ball wide, but smacks it straight out of play. And Charlton are very much resorting to hit the ball long and catch Oxford on
Indeed.
the break.
Oh, PJ Simpson's finally noticed. Ian doesn't slag off doesn't slag off Kelly anymore. No, Ian loves Kelly. Kelly is his favorite player.
Let's not go nuts.
Favorite.
I'll give him his due. If he has a decent game, I'm
Favorite
not going to
player.
slag him off. And I thought he was all right.
Wickham down 2-0.
He's
2-0.
He's not right. Brandon Barker with his first chance to run at this Charlton side absolutely skins the guy on toast. Great ball in, but it's caught by Amos. But that's encouraging if we can get him on the ball more, causing some problems. Brilliant challenge by, I think that was that Jamie Hansen. Yeah, that's a because they bowled the ball out quickly and a crunching tackle from Jamie Hansen stops Charlton from getting any momentum.
That's what
that
I
was
want to
really
hear.
well done. Oxford trying to pen him in a bit here.
Excellent.
Win the ball up high, and Adji's done a good job of winning that as well. He's onside as well. Plays the ball out to Barker, who's got Ruffles on an overlap. Uses Ruffles. Chance to get the ball into the box. He puts in a decent cross as well. It's high. Shadipo, can he keep this in at the far post? No, he can't, and it's gone through for a throw into the Addicks.
17 minutes left in the Northampton match. Portsmouth have got a goal back. Ellis Harrison scored a penalty. Could the comeback be on, Ian?
If they 4-1 down or 3-1
down? Yeah. It just makes you want to laugh.
Well, if they get another one quick, can't rule it out, can you? The thing is, Oxford players down maybe with a head injury, but they're playing on. You can imagine that Charlton are not going to be in a hurry to kick that ball out, considering Oxford didn't, but now the rest stopped it. And all the Charlton players
Sounds about right.
All the Charlton players, even though it looks like a head injury. And this is Elliot Moore just having a little break.
Having a break. Just chilling out.
And well, if you're not an Oxford fan there, if that was like a Charlton player, you'd be pissed off because he's laying on the ground pretending he's injured. As soon as he gets the injury, he sits up and all of a sudden he's fine.
John William.
But players don't do that.
John William O'Dwyer has made a really good quote. Matthew Taylor versus City. That was a good goal. I mean, it was a team goal, but that was a very good goal.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun to watch.
Goal, yeah, it was a good goal. Yeah.
I mean, by that rationale, Oxford may be the second or third best team in the country. Yep. Simon Wilkinson's starting to point out that at this rate, if these teams continue, Burton and Northampton will be mid-table soon. 100%. I've said it.
Yeah,
I've said it since Jimmy came in. They're going to end third. Burton are ending in 13th. 100%.
Well, that's League One, though, isn't it? I mean, that's like there's not a huge amount of difference from 1 to 24 in these squads in these teams. So there are shocks every single week, and that's partly why the reason Robinson was so annoyed when he got not criticism, but people were pointing out that Oxford were winning against the sides lower down the division and not upper in the division. Where he says, but those shock results happen every week, and we've managed to avoid them and beat everybody. So you shouldn't just belittle teams because of
I will belittle who I damn well please, Alan. Who I damn well please.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it. If you win 7 games in a row against anyone, you wouldn't expect to field questions about your flaws.
But Carl's so loud about it all. He's just so loud about it. He's a man after my own heart, really. I don't think Portsmouth are going to come back in this game, but it would make me really happy to see it end 4-3 to Northampton.
If they did come back to 4-4 and they played, I mean, that is almost more frustrating for the Pompey fans. The fact that they're thinking why the fuck couldn't we just do that at the start?
Yeah, but it's also, you'd still be. Yeah.
It's a wonderful comeback. But it's still 2 points dropped, no matter how well you look at it for them. And they're just so. You almost feel they're just so guilty of just refusing to want to go out and beat teams.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Wolverhampton have managed to score 4 past them, but who is that? Miller with a chance. They get wide, and Shadipo does really well. Hansen did well as well, but Shadipo did really well, stopping the ball going out for a corner. They swing it in. It is a header, looped over the bar. That's the second time Stockley's won a header like that.
Oxford fans,
And,
do we
neither one of
do we see a goal happening in this game? Are we confident right now? Are we feeling this, or does this feel like it's going to peter out to a 0-0? I know where I stand on this.
I think there's a goal in this game. I don't know who. I can't be 100% confident to say it's going to come from Oxford, but I think there's a goal in this game.
0-0 all day. Perfect score for Pickles.
Well, this second half has absolutely raced along. Well, I think there's only 15 minutes left.
15 minutes. As always, at the end of this, we will be jumping off right away to film our review of the match. So for those of you that have watched this with us, you'll probably have a pretty keen idea of what we think, but we'll go record it, and you can check it out a couple hours later in all probability. Bowden agrees with me, by the way, Ian. It's ending 0-0. The man is a savant. Trust him. Pessimistic brother Alan agrees 0-0. I mean, you're going against the crowd now, man. The crowd is correct.
Substitutions are happening for Charlton. They're making a triple substitution. It looks like Oxford are getting ready to bring the boy Mark Sykes on.
Jeremiah.
Still no sign of still no sign of Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
But we play on. Connor Washington came off for Charlton. I think he's been really poor today. I don't have noticed him at all.
I mean, it feels like Oxford's answer to what has been a slow run for them recently is to knuckle down. And it feels like every team they're playing is doing the same thing. It just feels like both these sides are going to really like...
Yeah, first half especially. Second half's been a bit more enterprise from both sides to try and get a winner. I think Charlton recognise. I definitely feel Charlton feel like no, they can't be too open, or Oxford will kind of pick them off. But they've got a pretty good game plan of trying to get in behind with like some long balls, and it's worked a couple of times for them. So it's not been a great game by any means. You can't spin
your beloved Lincoln are now 3-0 up, Ian. And here's a
good return to form for them.
Here's a blast from the past. Guti has just scored for Elche against Sevilla. So Sevilla are down 1-0 now. And Guti has scored. I mean, I didn't even know he still played football.
Sevilla.
Sorry?
Atkinson bringing the ball out from defence. And he and Oxford go sideways, go backwards, and then try to go forwards again. And it's played into Adji, and he can't quite hold the ball up this time. And Charlton can clear with a long ball into the channel, which Schwartz, who's a substitute, does a good job of keeping. But he passes it inside to another substitute,
Dan James,
whatever his name is. And they kick it out for the throw-in to Oxford have the ball back. Janismai?
Yanisaj?
I hope he doesn't score. You say, why did you say Yanisaj?
About, aren't I? I mean, we really can't trust me on this. I just talk. Matt Urankin, Grandstand Bettors, asks if there's any chance we can get a Man U, Man City watch along tomorrow. Ian, do you want to field this question, or should I? Right. That was quite unfortunate, Ian. My laptop just died. It turned itself off and on again. That was terrifying. We are back.
It happens.
Nothing is happening.
Are we back on the stream?
Yeah, we're back on the stream. Sorry about that. Apologies to everybody. That was emotional. Did not enjoy that at all.
I at the start when you went offline, I was saying that I don't think we want to do the Man City game, and I said and I asked you I don't think you want to do it, do you, Tom? And you were just like, from what I could see, you were just sat there.
Well, the best part was I was pulling that face.
Is he blanking me?
Yes, I am. Sorry about that, everybody. We're back. There's absolutely no chance in hell that I'm willing to do the Man United Man City game. Sorry, everybody, but no, not a chance.
I've got my Premier League background on now. Maybe that will inspire Oxford to play with a bit more quality.
Simon Wilkinson saying that Plymouth have more possession and more shots on goal, more corners. Surely they're going to get something out of this. Then what else have we got? PJ Simpson says it's currently plus 450 live betting for an Oxford win. I mean, that should tell you everything. Right. This game's ending 0-0.
Great ball out to Barker. He's got the ball down, plays it across the penalty area, but Charlton guy sticks out a leg and clears it. Oxford's still coming forward in this game and really playing a lot better in this second half, I must say. Shadipo's got the ball wide right. Good to see both Shadipo and Barker on. He's absolutely he's gone round a man. Has he fouled a defender? I think he probably has. And Charlton get away with it. But initially, good play by Shadipo and good play by Barker. But the usual problem is you just can't find anyone in the penalty area to get a shot on goal. But again, you can't fault the effort. You can't fault the effort. You just have to fault the quality.
Robert Allen says that the conversation just around a Man United live stream is what crashed my computer. And that's probably true. We should probably never mention it ever again. Ever. Well,
we don't want to do 2 0-0s in 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we've gone for over goals in that one, so we've got to hope there's some fucking goals in that one.
Oh, yeah. It's going to end 3-2 to Man United. Yes.
Well,
yes.
If you're coming back to this one, the Addicks of Charlton have won a free kick midway inside the Oxford half, which was a very 50-50 one that they got the benefit of the doubt on. I don't really think there was much of a foul in there myself. But so the only way they're going to play is by bombing this into the box. They've created very little from actually trying to play football. But that doesn't mean that they aren't dangerous from set pieces.
Not at all.
As they swing a ball in, and wow, I thought that was in. So that was is it given offside? Yes, it is given offside. Right, so obviously I listened to it on mute, so I can't tell what's happening. They swung the ball in, and Stockley's clearly offside there. But Stockley looked like he was in space, and it looked like he just fluffed his header, and it ended up Stevens just catching it quite comfortably. But Stockley was offside, and it's a wasted chance. But that's where they are looking the most dangerous, really. I don't see them opening up Oxford from any real quality. It's mainly going to come from a mistake or a set piece, you would think.
Great question from John William O'Dwyer, which has just made me laugh. Ian, you support Blackpool? Thomas, you're an American? Why the interest in Oxford United?
Miller on the edge of the box for Charlton. He has a good run. That's a really good tackle by Alex Goran to stop him there. But another chance to cross is blocked, and Oxford do really well defensively. Goran, magnificent there. High ball up and under should be very easy for Ruffles to bring down, which he does, and he just pumps it clear. And now Oxford will try and force a mistake, which they don't do, but they win a throw-in on the halfway line. Do I support Blackpool?
No, you don't. Ian supports Oxford. He's from Oxford. This is his team. I am an American. That's the only answer I can give you that. But I also live in Oxford. And me and Ian have gone to many Oxford United games. And hopefully we'll go to another one sometime soon. Ian, am I correct in thinking there's 5 minutes left of this game?
Yes. We're in the 87th minute now. So with injury time.
Right. Unless you have something to say.
Slice that play. Throw into Charlton inside the Oxford half. It does feel a little bit. It does feel like both sides are just trying to literally hit the ball into channels now and try and run to it. It doesn't seem like anybody really wants to try and play through the thirds, as cased by Shadipo just smashing a ball up. Right, this is good work by me. When did Matty Taylor come on?
You even said he was coming on, didn't you?
I thought I said Sykes came on. Maybe they must have brought Taylor on at the same time. But we'll pretend that isn't the case, and we'll pretend I knew that he came on. Free kick to Oxford on the halfway line, and it's did Taylor start? Did Taylor start? I think Taylor started. Oh, I'm just kidding.
My God.
Stevens is in goal? What? I don't know.
Well, this stream has gone completely off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. Ian has lost his mind.
Sums up the game. Scrappy.
Right, let me get this out of the way then. Firstly and finally, let me thank all of our patrons.
On the edge of the box. Sorry, Tom. Oxford on the edge of the box. They come forward. Shadipo over chance. Cuts inside. Decent ball in, but cleared to Sykes, and he hits the referee, which instantly stops the game now. And again, another opportunity goes begging. Sorry, Tom. You go now.
Right. Final time. Thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. Thank you, PJ Simpson, Pessimistic Brother Alan, Matt Uranka, Matthew Bowden. It's so great to have you guys on here. Thank you to everybody who's been on, who's commented to the chat. We love having you guys here. Thank you to our super chatters, PJ Simpson, Christina Allen, William Golder, who I think has left now, but we really enjoyed having you guys on. Really appreciate all of you being on. Please do check out our Patreon if you're enjoying this. We like all the support you guys give us on there is going to translate to us producing better content for you on here and going to games when, the world reopens. Right when this match ends, we will be jumping off to do our commentary on it, which I guarantee you will be 8.5 minutes because I cannot be bothered to deal with any more on a 0-0 draw. AFC Wimbledon.
Sorry, Tom, I just got to say. So Shadipo over across in chant. Has it gone for a corner? I think it has. Yes, it has. I forgot, actually, the ball hit the referee, but obviously that doesn't mean that Charlton get the ball back. The referee started it with Oxford in. It's almost like an old playground, what you'd call a carry-on, when there's like more than one game going on the same playground and someone else kicks your ball. It's like Oxford started like on the D and Sykes played it out wide to Shadipo, whose cross was blocked, but it is a corner to Oxford with a chance to nick something. Who are we seeing here? Young. Who is this young lad coming on for the Yellows? I think we've got a real
right. Just equalised, by the way.
Chambers Parleon has come on for Oxford. I think he's the youngest of their substitutes. Don't know much about him, but it's a ball into the box. Referee's not given a foul. It's come out to Sykes, I think, who can put a long ball back in. The keeper's... and the referee gives a foul on the goalkeeper. Of course he does, even though no one was even looking at the keeper, and the keeper's come and jumped over the top of everyone. He gives a foul on the goalkeeper. It's not looking like it's going to happen, does it? Now, I've tried hard. I can't fault the effort of the Oxford players, but it's just not clicking in front of goal at the moment. Evidence again today, other than a really good shot from Anthony Ford, which hit the bar. Can't really remember too many other times we've tested the goalkeeper, which is the biggest problem for Oxford at the moment.
We have a Charlton fan on here, Fortnite Slayer, saying, come on, Charlton, and then asking who we want to win. We want Oxford to win, but I, at this point, just really want
Thank
goals.
You for coming in here. Obviously, appreciate you. Appreciate you showing up.
Let us know what you think. William Golder is still here and says he hasn't left. He's just run out of abuse to give us. Fair play, but you probably should have said at least hashtag Ian out 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah, to the Charlton fan that's in here, yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you thought of the game. Let us know what you thought of how Charlton have got on, really. I thought you've been... I thought you were better in the first half in many ways. I thought you've gone very much long ball in the second half.
I think Matt Uranka says they need to try more. That's his most recent quote, basically.
Right. Chance to get the ball into the box. Barker's out wide. He puts a good ball in, but not even really a good ball because it's straight down Amos's throat, and he can catch and fall to the ground and waste a bit more time. That's again another example of the quality of the crossing just not being there. He's not giving Adji or Taylor anything to go at. And I can't fault Carl Robinson for the subs. No. The subs have been attacking substitutions.
Balance of play. If you had to pick a winner in this game, who is it? If you had to pick a winner,
I would say. I mean, I hate to say it because it obviously just sounds like I'm being biased, but I would say Oxford have been the better side.
It feels like they've created more chances.
I'd say first half was very even. I think second half Oxford have been the side in the ascendancy. Charlton doesn't mean they haven't looked dangerous when they have gone forward, but they haven't posed a great constant threat for Oxford.
Is what it is.
But they do have the ball in the penalty. Have they won a penalty? The referee's given a penalty.
To who?
Charlton.
Right. Matt Uranka says that we're the real winners, but this could end badly.
To be fair, I thought it looked like it. I thought he'd just been clipped. It looked like Stockley turned Alex Goran. It looked like there's a little bit of a coming together of legs, and he's gone down. And referee's taking his time, but he's given it. And this is whatever I said about the game is going to be irrelevant because Charlton are going to probably score this and take a 1-0 win.
Emilio Cardenas was agreeing that the delivery needs to be better, and Bowden and Allen are both unhappy with this. We sit with bated breath, hoping for a missed penalty now. Who's taking the penalty in?
Number 29 for them. I can't see his name, but it's what can Stevens do? It is saved! It's saved by Jack Stevens!
Now get in there! Score, boys.
It's saved. It looks like that might be the final kick of the game as well. It looks like the game might be over. Jack Stevens has dived full length to his left-hand side. He's got a hand on it and put it onto the crossbar and gone over. That is the final kick of the game. It is 3 points to Thomas Pickering. It is 1 point to both Charlton and to Oxford United. Well done to pessimistic brother Alan as well for saying a 0-0 draw. Half a well done for Matthew Bowden for saying a 0-0 draw at half-time. Wow, what an end to this game. What an end to this match. Not the drama we were hoping for, but certainly another point burgled by Oxford United. And Jack Stevens, the absolute hero once again. I'm a bit lost for words. You'll see my review on it. I can't imagine many people will watch it. It wasn't a great match, but maybe that penalty save can bring in the fans.
Yeah. Genuinely, guys, thank you all for watching. Please watch our review next week. League One predictions, Premier League predictions, Champions League predictions, live stream on Saturday. We are here for it. Comment. Please check out our Patreon if you enjoyed this. Really, really do appreciate the support. We love you all, and we will see you next week.